Right, I'm here to do a review, or my personal review, of the Fluval 406. Right, so I'll do this in another video, but obviously in my tank I'm used to the Fluval range of the 05s. I've been running a 305 in for combining my brother and myself tank. This is the Valencia tank for about 6 years or so now. So I am quite familiar with the range, and so basically in another review I'll be doing how to install, or how to run I should say, 3 externals. So basically, let me just do a quick cap of the up. There's one of my 305s, and in here there's the 406, and at the back there is my other 305. Right, so I'll leave that one open. So let's sort of start. So obviously it's not an unboxing because it's already installed, and I've got the manual as best I can here to sort of guide you through certain bits. So first impressions, yes, it is a very good filter. Obviously there's your pack. I have not decided to use very little of this white piping. So let's start with the negatives. That is one of the negatives. I don't know whether I like this white clear tubing that they've used compared to the other ones. I know why they've done it. It's a simple fact of it doesn't stand out as much, I suppose, as you can see with that. What you do, but I don't like it because I know they all sort of do it, as they say, even the old ones. It shows the check ball right in your face. I know I've got it higher up, as they say. It will show more of the food all clogged in it, in the in and the outlet. Maybe that's their reasoning behind it, so that you maintenance it more. Because obviously with them, yeah, they're greyy, blacky, whatever sort of colour you really want to call it. But yeah, it will show bits of the food, but I suppose a filter's means is to be out of sight, out of mind. But that's my first opinion. I prefer the darker colour, because obviously with the other one it's going to discolour, it's going to show all the waste and everything in there. So that's my first little quibble on it. They've gone for this clear piping and clear rubber, which I know with the other rubber you can get little spots of algae on it, and so I don't know their reasoning. So I've had 2 spare ones in there, so I've used my old spare ones. Obviously I'm using a different output, but I'll explain that on in how running 3 externals while I'm using that. So you get everything in here that pretty much tells you how to set it up. So right, the other thing, they've made it sleeker, I must admit. A good design here, but as you can see by my other 2, I like to store stuff on top of it. So if you have that on there, it sort of does, but I like something flat where you can store things on. See, I know admittedly I had this down here, and obviously we're using the cabinet. I would probably want to store it in here. But that's my own personal preference, as they say. But that's, for me, the canister filters take up a heck of a lot of space. So you try and utilise that space, and then, but maybe putting some of your cleaning material or putting something around the, to obviously use what space these have taken up. the other sort of thing. They've gone for these wacky sort of colours. I know they want it to make it stand out and everything, I suppose, but in my opinion, I prefer maybe a silver type look or whatever. Maybe it's just me. Same as the inner pieces, the bit with the foams going. They've gone for bizarre colours and things. Right. My other thing that I don't like is, I've got it on the page ready, is this primer cover that fits over the primer. Because obviously for maintenancing and everything, you need to, I use petroleum jelly, which they tell you not to. I won't go into, well, because they want you to buy their own product. But obviously this piping here needs to be regularly lubed. So, so the priming is easy. No. Anyway, that's my thing, and that is a pain to get off. It looks to me like when I first tried it, it looked like I was going to break the darn thing, but so obviously I won't be touching my one for about a couple of months, but obviously, argument's sake, month, 2 months or more, and that I'll be wanting to take that off and lube it as best I can. So that's the negatives. All the rest, to be honest with you, is positives. It is, we open it. It has its moments of being completely as quiet as anything. I would say it's probably, I know it's difficult to tell because the other one's running in the back. It is very quiet. Obviously it's easy to set up as long as you keep everything lubed, your O-rings, your sorry there, let me just find the page, this gasket, keeping that lubed, keeping the edging of the casing around. I mean, I might do a review at one point of me how I actually maintenance and keep them running well. It was easy, but I'm used to how they run. The best thing so far that I found when I very first started it was the priming. A lot of people say they have problems, so obviously if you lift that up, obviously I won't do it when you're running, lube that piping, lube the bit where the plunger bit goes either side. It took literally 3 or 4 primes and it started filling up before. As with the 05s ones, it took an arm and a leg pumping it every so often, then someone would go in it and it wouldn't siphon too well when they're brand new. I know it looks a bit like spaghetti junction down here, but obviously I don't have them completely as they explain you to have it, as very tight, because obviously I like to manoeuvre my pipes when I'm cleaning them out or wherever I want them to move. But all in all, it is a very easy filter to maintain and look after. The other thing which you probably don't need to do, I did on my 305s. I've kept one clean and one dirty. I don't even see too well in this lighting. That's the dirtier one. I changed them. I got 2 new ones from someone on eBay and changed them because the one that right side was making a bit of a, which they're all making that noise now, maybe to run the things in, but run the impellers in. But I spoke to them in the fish place and I said you don't really need to, as long as you keep everything lubed, your filter flow right, clear, cleaning your pipes and everything, you don't greatly need to replace them. So that's why I'm keeping these as spares. Yeah, then someone else did say before, because obviously about 4 or 5 years old, well 3, a good 4 years or so old, about yeah, it's probably worth having them changed, but that's the only bit really. What I actually run in them is, I haven't got the pack down here, is a JBL Micromech, which is all I've got running in that 406. brilliant stuff. It's just these little balls. I'll show it when I do how to install 3-field filters. But I've just got that completely, and the Biomax that comes with the filter, because they give you so much of the carbon that, to be honest with me, with my discus I don't need it, and they give you a basic setup, you know. Yeah, it's great, you get a good lot of media and stuff, but the carbon you need to replace, because I don't think you need it personally. But everyone is different. If you want your nicer this colours taken out, the reason I don't use it, I should specify, is that not been proved, but I know the science grade Fluval stuff that I had once over where my dad's was, my brother and I having the tank, was it would lower your carbonate hardness, your KH. No, they say it's not proven that it would do it. And I was advised when I started with discus, maybe just have the carbon in a week, or you know, 2 weeks of a month or something like that, and then take it out, just to take some of the discolorations out. It is great stuff, I'm not going to fault it. It takes your discolours out, because obviously if you've got lots of bogwood and stuff, it can look a bit tea-like. It's great for taking, if you want to treat the tank, and making, when it goes sort of greeny colour, whatever sort of chemicals you put in there for treating the tank, medicine I should say. Afterwards, put a carbon in, run it for 3 or 4 days, then take it out. Because the problem is, it's the same thing with chemical filtration, is that whatever it takes out, it will do it brilliantly. Eventually it will dump it back into the tank. So the best way to run filters is biological. That's what I was told in the fish places. That's how it happens in the wild. They don't have a lot of chemical sort of stuff, which is why JBL Micromec is a biological way. It will take your ammonia, nitrate out, and it just breaks all your bacteria into good bacteria. So that's the way I would run a filtration. Okay, my 05s I do run as a biological media as well. Coral gravel, that's just to boost my carbonate hardness up, which obviously buffers your pH and that. But anyway, I hope that was some sort of insight as to my review. Yes, it's thumbs up. I will give it a high rating, because it is a great filter at first glance. I've only been running it just over a week, nearly 2 weeks I think, come the weekend. But yes, I do recommend it. It is a good upgrade. It's just a few little niggly bits which aren't too good. Okay, thanks for viewing, and the next one I'll do is how to install and run, or so I should say how to run 3 external filters.